All right, and we're live. Saturday real estate weekend roundup, live with Billy and Glenn. We're going to be talking about the facts, the figures, and the feelings on the ground today in real estate. Good afternoon.
Good up. Well, the word of today is spicy and hot. Hotter than my wife's hottest chilies. My wife is one of the greatest Thai cooks in DY. And we've got some chilies. It was hotter than those chilies, Billy.
It was like bordering 30 degrees out around the grounds today. Open homes were busy as well. We were quick in between appointments. So, yeah, spicy is a great word to sum up the day. And we're in the chili factory.
We're in the chili factory.
That's why we're fading in and out.
Oh, look, I'm disappearing. I'm going into the matrix, Billy. But yeah, great day of opens. Highlight. We had a couple of our entry-level 2-bedrooms that have just hit realestate.com. They were getting 19 and 21 groups through, and regardless of where you own a market cycle, they're boom numbers. We're talking 20 groups. That could be close to 50 people.
Amazing turnout. So you were at a number of those open homes. What was the sentiment? What were they saying? Were there any questions that came up a number of times?
Look, a lot of it was people just starting their property journey.
Okay.
So with that, there's a lot of questions. And really what people want to know when they're looking at a property is just some pretty basic, like a strata property. What's the strata? How much will that cost me a quarter?
Yep.
How much will I need to sort of put away for future levies?
Yes.
What's the ratio of tenants to owners?
Yep.
Just pretty basic things like that, and pets. That they're sort of the main sort of thing. We're fortunate every week. Look at this. Oh, I've disappeared. Why is that happening, Billy?
Thanks. We angle it that way. There you
go. Okay. Look at that. Beauty and brains, young William. This is the list. This is a magazine that we put out every week with everyone.
It's the white on the white. Doesn't like it.
Okay. This is a magazine. That's black on black, really. Well, anyway, the list, we'll put a link down below. It's a magazine we put out every week. Has every one of our properties in. The guides. So in general speaking, a guide is the lowest figure that we've told the owner the property may sell for.
Yep.
And we've indicated to the owner that the property may sell from where that guide is 5 to 10% higher than the lower figure. Sometimes the guide might be a little bit higher than the lowest figure we've told the owner, and we'll indicate that. The list also has in strata, it has in rental potential, all the facts and figures you need. So if you ever come to one of our opens, get one of these invisible guides, these invisible lists. Best, I wonder how I can show it, Billy.
Just got to give it a bit of an angle, I think. It's a bit of a funny background, this one, but yeah, it's published every Friday. Come past the office, come past an open home, grab yourself one. It's your go-to place, and it will show you all the on and off market properties.
Yeah, definitely off market or pre-market, as we like to say at Novak. The reason we call it pre-market, off market generally would be something you have all the legal documents to sell the property, but the agent may do no marketing. They might introduce a few buyers agents, tell a couple of friends, maybe, use a bit of their database to get some people through, maybe get a qualified buyer that missed out on something similar.
Yep.
Our pre-market's a little bit heavier than that. So in a month, it can go out to 1 million eyeballs on social media. It goes out to we're up to about 150 buyers on our database. Signboards, brochures, group inspections with the team, cross-selling. So it's a little bit more than just off the market.
Yeah, you certainly hear about it a lot more. Definitely a few more deals trickling in this week. We've got a few new listed.
Yeah. A few new listings. What was your favourite this week, Billy?
Well, we haven't seen it yet, but we're going to talk about yours in a moment. That's pretty exciting. My favourite for the week would probably be the property we've got in Hill Street, number 21, Hill Street in Warriewood, an entry-level house, guiding 1.9. It's always reassuring to see you can still get a great house under 2 million. On the beaches, that was one of them, 550 square metre block.
Yeah, well, Xanthia had some people through their pre-market today, and we'll be following up. Those buyers' offers will be coming in. Sales of the week. This is like Billy's trumpet school. Billy and Glenn, Billy and Ben, the flower pot men. We put together a sale.
We did.
And Billy, if I had a hat, I'd take it off. It was one of the best sales I've been a part of. So probably we had pre-market. We had an offer, wasn't quite there. We had another buyer, offer wasn't quite there. We were just about to put the property on realestate.com, and we got a fantastic price for the owner from a buyer, whereby we leveraged it going on realestate.com.
Yep.
And what that meant to a buyer. So the property going on realestate.com or domain.com won't necessarily mean you have to pay more, but it will mean there'll be more competition.
Absolutely.
And more competition can make, a process where you're just dealing with the owner and the agent, to you're dealing with the owner, the agent, and there's other buyers in the mix.
Yeah.
The buyer was happy to secure a deal from the slopes of
Japan.
I think he was in Nagano, the site of the Olympics a few years ago. It's transferring money, signing contracts. Billy was breaking necks and cashing checks and put the deal together unconditional. Big week for my vendor. They welcomed a beautiful daughter into the world and sold a property. So, there's a few big achievements in life, Billy. I think they're two of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely a big week. Great result for everyone involved. And good to see that the new year has been kicked off with a couple of deals, actually. There's been another little 2-bedroom that was in an extended cool-off in Pacific Parade that came to an end. So great result for those clients as well. And have you got the contract on your exciting new one yet?
No. We'll talk about that
week.
next Saturday, because when we say the documents you need to even speak about a property is the contract of sale and the agency agreement. So we'll get those things and then we'll talk about it. Very productive, Billy. A few sales. Market in DY, 25 properties for sale at the beginning of the week, 34 near the end.
Yep.
A couple sold, which Billy sold. It was the only agent selling in DY last week. You must have been the only agent working, all the others must still be on holidays. But Billy sold a couple, I think an increase of about 40% in stock levels. If you're thinking of selling, getting on before Australia Day is always a great idea.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of stock trigger around that time with school going back and families feeling that they've finally got all Christmas and year out of the way. Always been the selling, not installation, not competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Rentals, again, really busy. The team had a big run again this morning. Properties at all different price points. Again, a lot of investors coming through the open homes, still talking about Airbnb, still talking about short-term rentals. Guys, please don't underestimate the true cost of running those short-term rentals and looking at the true return of what they yield, because there is differences between a long-term and a short-term tenant from the amount of energy that goes into looking after someone as a property provider. And secondly, there is a vacancy period often. It's time to clean. You've got to have sometimes trades in and out of these short-term rentals. They're all time taken away from your potential rental.
We met a couple that came. We cross-sell a lot at Novak. What I mean by cross-sell is you come to my open and I say, hey, I've got a similar property for sale down the road with Billy. go down and see Billy. Billy's got one on Sunday. Go see Billy on Sunday. Our whole team of 10 do that because the most important thing is to get the property sold, not who it's sold by.
Yeah.
You know, and we have commission structures that reward you for doing that and are very, very fair. We met those lovely people from Orange.
Yes.
And they had an Airbnb and they had it managed. And the management fee, let alone all the other sundries that go with it, cleaning sheets, washing, was 30%.
It's nearly 3 or 4, 5 times the amount of a long-term tenant.
Well, this would be six times. So generally the rents are around 5.5 to 7.7 at Novak. 7.7 is our Rolls Royce service, and fantastic service for that. 5.5 is a little bit of do it yourself, but you know, this was 30% built.
Yeah,
30%, and you know, rental cars, hotel rooms, you know, they're always knocked around. When we're on holidays, we, you know, put our feet up on the dashboard. We, you know, we've all been on holidays and had a hotel room. Airbnb is no different. They're really high wearing on the properties.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that gap is definitely closing. Don't underestimate it. If you need help comparing the two figures, let us know. We'll run the numbers for you. But that seems to be an ever continuing conversation between the investors at the moment.
All right. So Billy, next week or this week, we give our predictions for property prices.
This week.
Whoa, Billy. Property prices from with the 13th of January to say 24th of December next year.
Yep.
In DY, what will the rise be?
Well, for last year, they've done about 13% units in DY over 12 months. That's a big change. I think over the next 12 months, we can foresee a similar sort of price growth, providing two factors. One, rates don't change, they stabilize, the market continues to get comfortable with where they sit. And the second, stock levels don't, change rapidly. At this stage, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We're still operating in quite a low stock environment, so the buyer sentiment is, buy whilst you can.
Well, I reckon we'll be around 11 to 13%. I think that 13% has been sort of, we do have a large sample in DY, so we do have a large number of properties selling. I think there was around 400 selling last year. It's hard to estimate or look at numbers when you only have 20 or 30 properties selling in a year. But I did have a feeling that a lot of that top end was selling.
Yep.
And taking into account some of the new developments that sold off the plan as well. I reckon it'll be around the same this year, 13%. And I'm factoring in interest rates dropping after financial year, probably early July into August. I think we'll see that as well. So let's write down, Billy, how much are you?
Yeah, I think it will take 10%.
I'll say 13 to 14% next year.
There you go. There's your prediction.
There's your prediction. You can hold us to it.
From the horse's mouth.
Whoever gets it wrong has to run naked down the streets of DY.
Any final community announcements outside of that, Glenn?
If I get it wrong, don't go to DY that day. There won't be much to see.
Anything on?
We'll bring you binoculars.
Anything else on over this Saturday, Sunday?
Well, I'm embarking on my Sunday festival of food. Last week we went over to the beautiful Marrickville for something to eat. This way, tomorrow, after going down the beach in the morning and doing a midday open, it'll be out to Campsie.
Lovely.
In the southwest of Sydney. Fantastic food and shopping out there, believe it or not.
There you go. I'm on a staycation. I'm staying around Freshwater and might even go out to one of my favourite establishments, the Harbour Hilton.
Oh, Billy. the infamous Saturday after work with the one Xanthony at the Harbour Hilton. What happens at the Hilton stays at the Hilton, I think. Billy, you two get down there, and then it's
well, it's
young frivolity.
It's just 1 or 2 drinks, guys. But enjoy your weekend, enjoy the sun. Hopefully, this weather's sticking around for tomorrow. It's been a cracking day in real estate, and look forward to chatting next week.
Cheers.
See ya.